You are living in a prison. It is not a prison made of steel bars, concrete walls, or electrified fences. It is a prison made of thoughts. It is a prison made of questions that have no answers. What if I fail? What if they laugh at me? What if I lose all my money? What if she leaves me? What if I'm not good enough? What if I die alone? This invisible prison has a name. We call it anxiety. In the modern world, anxiety has become the default operating system of the average man. We see men trembling before digital notifications. We see men paralyzed by the thought of approaching a woman in the street. We see men lying awake at 3 in the morning, sweating cold sweat over problems that have not even happened yet. We are the safest generation in the history of the human species. You have no saber-toothed tigers hunting you. You have no rival clans coming to burn your village to the ground. You have climate control, infinite food, and advanced medicine. Yet you are more terrified than your ancestors, who fought giant bears with pointed sticks. Why is this happening? It is because you have forgotten how to use your mind as a weapon. You have allowed your mind to become a runaway horse, dragging you through the mud of your own insecurities. You treat anxiety like a disease that happened to you, like a virus you caught from the air. But the samurai understood the truth. Anxiety is not a disease. Anxiety is a signal. It is energy, and like any form of energy, it can be mastered, it can be transmuted, it can be forged into a weapon. Miyamoto Musashi, the sword saint, faced death over 60 times. Real death, cold steel inches from his throat, arrows flying at his head, multiple opponents trying to kill him simultaneously. If Musashi had allowed anxiety to control him for even a fraction of a second, he would have been cut down. He would be dust, forgotten by history. But he didn't. He survived. He thrived. He mastered the art of Heijoshin. This translates to keeping a calm, everyday mind in the midst of absolute chaos. Musashi did not defeat his enemies because he had no fear. He defeated them because he knew what to do with the fear. Today, we are going to teach you the samurai method to overcome anxiety. We are not going to tell you to think positive thoughts. We are not going to tell you to just relax. We are not going to give you soft advice for a hard world. We are going to give you a 5-step protocol to slaughter the demon of fear and reclaim your sovereignty. We will combine the ancient wisdom of the Book of 5 Rings with modern neuroscience to hack your nervous system and rebuild your courage from the ground up. Step 1 is the biological override. This is the grounding of the Hara. Anxiety lies to you. It tells you it is a mental problem. It tells you, I am worried about my job, or I am worried about the future. But look at the reality. Anxiety is a physical state. It is a physiological storm. When you are anxious, observe your body. Your shoulders are raised toward your ears. Your jaw is tight. Your breathing is shallow and rapid, high in your chest. Your stomach is knotted. Your hands are shaking. Your body is screaming to your brain, we are under attack. So your brain looks for a threat. It scans the environment. And since there is no tiger and no warrior with a sword, your brain invents a tiger. It decides the threat is the email from your boss. It decides the threat is the bill in the mailbox. It decides the threat is the opinion of a stranger. You cannot think your way out of anxiety because your body is keeping you in the fight or flight mode. You cannot use logic to fight chemistry. If your blood is full of cortisol and adrenaline, no amount of positive thinking will calm you down. You must hack the hardware. The samurai starts with the body. Musashi wrote extensively about posture. He wrote about the wedge. He wrote about grounding. In Japanese martial arts, the center of gravity is the Hara, or the tendon. This is the point 2 inches below your navel. It is the energetic center of the man. When you are anxious, your energy is stuck in your head. You are top-heavy. A top-heavy man is easily toppled. He is unstable. Step 1 is to physically drop your energy. Do this now. Stand up, or sit up straight. Drop your shoulders. Let them fall as if they are heavy weights. Let gravity pull them down. Unclench your jaw. Remove the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Now focus your entire attention on your Hara, your belly. Breathe deep into the belly, not the chest. The belly must expand like a balloon. This is the biological override. By breathing deep and low, you stimulate the vagus nerve. This is the longest nerve in your body, running from your brain to your gut. When you breathe slowly into the diaphragm, you send a chemical signal to your brain saying, "I am breathing like a sleeping baby, therefore I cannot be in danger." You cut the supply line of cortisol. You manually switch your system from sympathetic, which is panic, to parasympathetic, which is peace. Musashi stood in his duels with his knees slightly bent, his feet firm on the earth and his breath low. He grounded himself. When you feel the panic rising, stop thinking. Don't argue with the thoughts. Go to the body, fix the posture, deepen the breath, ground the Hara. You cannot be mentally weak if your body is physically projecting strength. The mind follows the body. If you stand like a victim, you will feel like a victim. If you stand like a warrior, you will begin to feel like a warrior. Step 2 is the sword of immediacy. This is killing the future. Where does anxiety live? It does not live in the present. In the present moment, right now, as you listen to my voice, you are safe. You are breathing. You are alive. There is no blade at your throat. There is no fire burning your skin. Anxiety lives exclusively in the future. Anxiety is the imagination of a future pain. What if I get fired next week? What if she rejects me tomorrow? What if the economy crashes next year? You are suffering from things that have not happened. You are suffering from ghosts. You are suffering from your own creative imagination. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." The samurai lives in a state of naka-ima. This translates to the middle of now. In a sword fight, if you think about what happens if you die, you are too slow. You die. If you think about the victory celebration, you are distracted. You die. You must be entirely here. Musashi taught the concept of one breath. You can only live one breath at a time. You can only fight one cut at a time. Step 2 is to use the sword of immediacy to sever the timeline. When the anxiety says, "What if?" you answer with, "Where are my feet?" Look at your feet. Look at your hands. What are they doing right now? Focus entirely on the task at hand. If you are washing dishes, feel the water. If you are writing a report, feel the keys. If you are walking, feel the pavement. Shrink your world down to the immediate 3 feet around you. You cannot control the economy. You cannot control the future. You cannot control what other people think. You can only control your hands right now. When you constrict your focus to the now, anxiety starves. It has no oxygen. Anxiety needs the future to survive. Do not give it the future. Give it only the now. If you can survive this breath, you can survive the next. And that is all life is, a series of breaths. Step 3 is objectifying the demon. This is separation. Most men identify with their anxiety. They say, "I am anxious." This is a fatal linguistic error. When you say "I am anxious," you are claiming the emotion as your identity. You are saying that you and the anxiety are the same thing. You are fusing your soul with a transient chemical reaction. The samurai views emotions as external weather patterns. Clouds pass across the sky. The sky is not the clouds. The sky is the container for the clouds. The sky remains blue and vast, regardless of the storm passing through it. You are the sky. Anxiety is the cloud. Step 3 is objectification. You must stop saying "I am anxious." You must start saying "I notice that there is anxiety present." This sounds like a small shift, but it is revolutionary. Imagine the anxiety as a separate entity, a demon sitting on your shoulder, a parasite attached to your mind. Give it a name. Call it The parasite. Call it the weakling. When the thoughts start racing, observe them. Say, "Oh, look, the parasite is trying to scare me again. The parasite is whispering lies to keep me safe and small." Musashi wrote about perceiving that which cannot be seen. You must become the watcher of your own mind. When you observe the emotion, you create a gap. You detach from it. You realize, I am the one hearing the voice, so I cannot be the voice. This is the essence of Mushin, or no mind. It is not that you have no thoughts. It is that you are not attached to them. Treat your anxious thoughts like the noise of a radio playing in the background. You hear it, but you do not have to dance to it. You do not have to believe it. You are the general. Anxiety is just a panicked soldier running into the tent, screaming about the enemy. You do not scream with him. You look at him calmly and say, "Noted. Return to your post." You do not let the panic of the soldier infect the command center. Step 4 is the premeditation of death. This is radical acceptance. This is the nuclear option. This is the step that separates the boy from the warrior. Why are you anxious? Because you are afraid of loss. You are afraid of losing your status, afraid of losing your comfort, afraid of losing your love, afraid of losing your money, ultimately afraid of losing your life. You are clinging to things, and because you cling, you fear. Musashi wrote in the Dokudo, "Accept everything just the way it is." And the most difficult thing to accept is the worst-case scenario. Step 4 is the premeditation of death. The Stoics called it premeditatio malorum. Instead of running away from the what if, you run toward it. You dive into the nightmare. You are afraid of losing your job? Okay, visualize it happening. Imagine you are fired. Imagine your bank account goes to zero. Imagine you have to move into a smaller apartment. Imagine your friends laugh at you. Imagine you are eating cheap food. Play the movie to the very end, and then ask yourself, am I still alive? Yes. Can I still breathe? Yes. Can I rebuild? Yes. Is this fatal? No. Once you have looked the monster in the eye and realized it cannot kill you, it loses its power. The samurai accepts death before the battle. He says, I am already dead. If he is already dead, he has nothing to lose. And a man with nothing to lose is a man with no fear. Anxiety thrives on ambiguity. It thrives on the unknown. It thrives in the shadows. When you shine the light of radical acceptance on the worst-case scenario, you dissolve the ambiguity. You realize, okay, even if the worst happens, I will handle it. I am a man. I have been through hell before. I can survive this. This is the ultimate liberation. When you are willing to lose everything, you are free to do anything. Musashi fought without armor because he did not care about getting cut. He cared only about cutting. Drop your armor, accept the risk. And suddenly, the anxiety evaporates, replaced by a cold, hard resolve. Hope is the mother of fear. If you hope to be safe, you fear danger. Kill the hope of safety, and you kill the fear of danger. Step 5 is action as the exorcism. This is the Kiai. You cannot be anxious and active at the same time. Anxiety is a state of freeze. It is analysis paralysis. It is energy trapping itself in a loop inside your skull. Action is the release of energy. Step 5 is the cut. When you feel the anxiety gripping you, you must move immediately. Do not think about the optimal move. Do not plan, just move. Musashi teaches the concept of Kiai, the spirit shout. In martial arts, when you strike, you shout EI or YA. This is not just for show. The shout forces the air out of the lungs. It tightens the core. It focuses the mind on a single point of impact. It shatters the hesitation. You must have a Kiai in your daily life. When the anxiety says, don't send that email, you hit send immediately. When the anxiety says, don't approach her, you step forward immediately. You use the half-second rule. When the impulse to act strikes, You must act within half a second before your brain has time to talk you out of it. Action exercises the demon. Anxiety sits in the waiting room. It sits in the hesitation. It sits in the pause. The moment you cross the threshold, the anxiety turns into adrenaline. It turns into focus. Have you ever been terrified of a cold shower? You stand there looking at the handle, shaking. That is anxiety. Then you turn the handle and step in. The shock hits you. Now you are not anxious. You are cold. You are breathing. You are dealing with reality. The anticipation is always worse than the event. The monster in your head is always bigger than the monster in the room. The samurai does not wait. He strikes. Kill the waiting, kill the thinking, move. Now let's combine these 5 steps into a fluid protocol. This is how you integrate the philosophy into the real world. Imagine you're about to give a public speech or enter a difficult negotiation. The anxiety hits you. Your heart races. Here is the samurai method in real time. 1. Override. You feel the tension. You stop. You drop your shoulders. You breathe deep into your Hara. You ground your feet. You fix your physiology. 2. Immediacy. You look at the room. You look at your hands. You realize you are safe right now. You cut the future timeline. 3. Objectify. You hear the inner voice saying, "You will fail." You say to yourself, "The parasite is scared. That is interesting, but I am the general." You separate from the voice. 4. Acceptance. You ask, what if I fail? What if they boo me? You accept it. If I fail, I fail. I will still eat dinner tonight. It does not matter. I accept death. You let go of the need for a perfect outcome. 5. Action. You step onto the stage. You do not hesitate. You speak the first word with power. You engage. This whole process takes 10 seconds, but it transforms you from a victim into a warrior. Most men live their whole lives in step 0, which is unconscious panic. They drink alcohol to numb the anxiety. They play video games to hide from it. They take pills to suppress it. They are running away. The samurai never runs away. He turns and faces the ghost. He realizes the ghost has no teeth. But you must understand something crucial. This is not a one-time fix. This is a practice. Your brain is wired for anxiety because you have spent years training it to be anxious. You have reinforced the neural pathways of fear every single day. To rewire the brain, you need repetition. You need shugyo or austere training. You need to actively seek out situations that make you anxious and practice these 5 steps. You need to inoculate yourself against stress. You cannot learn to swim by reading a book about water. You must get wet. You cannot learn courage by watching movies. You must face danger. The danger doesn't have to be a sword fight. It can be a cold shower. It can be a difficult conversation. It can be public speaking. It can be sitting in silence without your phone. You must use your life as a dojo. But doing this alone is hard. When the anxiety is high, you will forget the steps. You will revert to your old habits. You will crumble. You need a structure. You need a system that forces you to hold the line when you want to run. You need a daily protocol that builds the Fudoshin, the immovable mind. I have created that structure. I have synthesized the samurai philosophy and modern neuroscience into a 66-day program designed to reconstruct your mental operating system. It is called 66 Days of Steel. This program is not for everyone. It is not for the man who wants to be coddled. It is not for the man who wants a hug. It is for the man who is tired of living in the prison of his own fear. Phase 1 is the fire. We detox the stimulants and habits that are biologically causing your anxiety. We cut the caffeine abuse, the porn, and the screens. We fix the hardware. Phase 2 is the hammer. We install the discipline habits. We practice voluntary hardship to raise your stress threshold. We teach you to be comfortable in the uncomfortable. Phase 3 is the Polish. We refine the mindset. We drill the 5 steps until they are automatic. We turn you into a man who acts without hesitation. Anxiety is a liar. It tells you that you are weak. Musashi tells you that you are strong, but you are asleep. It is time to wake up. It is time to pick up the sword of the mind and cut the chains. Do not let another day go by in fear. Do not let another opportunity pass you by because you were too worried. The grave is peaceful. Life is for the brave. The forge is open. Download the protocol, kill the fear, become the storm.